Hello, Bulldogs. I'm Rachel Masson, and I'm here with your sports segment. Starting off with football, last week the Bulldogs lost in Monticello, Arkansas. However, this weekend, during SWOSU Saturday, they will be playing a home game against Ouachita Baptist at 2 p.m. Moving on to men's golf, earlier this week, the Bulldogs tied for 8th at the Missouri Southern Invitational. Their next tournament will be next week, October 11th through the 12th, in St. Joseph, Missouri, for the Central Regional Invitational. Women's golf earlier this week finished 7th at the Grace Shin Invitational that was held in Edmond, Oklahoma. Their next tournament will be next week, October 10th through the 11th, in Hot Springs, Arkansas, for the HSU Regional Preview. Moving on to volleyball, they won all 3 of their games last week and remain undefeated at home. Their next game will be against Henderson State on October 7th and against Ouachita Baptist on October 8th, both held in Arkadelphia. On to soccer. They went into double overtime last week against Northwestern Oklahoma State University and ended the game in a tie. However, they beat ECU last Saturday in a game that was 2-1. Moving on to rodeo, they are currently competing at Oklahoma State University until October 9th. And lastly, for cross country, they have a meet this weekend in Wichita Falls, Texas at the Mustangs Invitational. For more information on games and scores, visit the SWOSU Athletics webpage. That's it for your sports segment this week. And remember, SCO Dogs.
What can you tell us about GSM Project and its goals?
So GSM Project, first and foremost, is just a place for LGBT people and allies to just come and hang out, and for it to just be a safe place for those people and those communities. But after that, we also like to provide educational workshops for just the students and faculty on campus, so that they can just be better educated and informed about, issues and topics such as anything from sexual identities to gender identities, pronouns, things like that.
Yeah, so when does your club meet?
We meet every Wednesday in the Stafford Building, room 110, and those usually last about an hour or two.
And what other events do you think are coming up for GSM in the future?
So right now, our closest upcoming event is actually going to be the Wednesday after fall break, our annual Coming Out Stories Night, or Coming Out Night as we call it. It's basically just an event that we host for anyone in our club or not to tell their stories of coming out, or maybe their experiences growing up, and just gives them a voice to be heard, so that people can, really understand some of the issues that we go through, and just some of the prejudices that we face. And anyone is invited to that as well. We encourage and invite any students and faculty to please come and just hear these people out, hear their stories.
Well, that's really inspiring. Thank you so much, Rose.
Of course.